Hello, ito na araw ng operation ko, February 10, Friday. Medyo ang tagal, gutom na nga ako dito hindi na ako nakakuha pang mag selfie. Inip na ako rito, ang tagal, grabe, kung alam lang ninyo. Kaya ito, kuha lang muna ng mga footage. Yung suit ko naka siya para sa hindi raw mag blood clotting. May dog tag, tapos naka ready for surgery na, naka uniform. Medyo tense ako rito, nag-aalala. Siyempre hindi ko alam kung anong mangyayari. Bibiyakin nila yung hiwain nila, tapos dilinisan yung rotator cuff, iga-grind, tapos pagdudugtong yung tendon na nabiyak o naputol, tapos lalagyan nila ng grafting, which is very talaga interesting kung paano na ginagawa. Kumukuha sila ng part na nakalagay na sa alcohol, hihiwain, tapos idudugtong nila, tapos itatahiin dun sa naputol na tendon, tapos mag-grow siya ng sarili niya para maging matibay. Sabi nila mas mababalik daw sa original kaya kung anong tibay ng tendon, mababalik siya. Kaya yun, antay lang ng time ko. Naka-schedule ako mga mga 2 o'clock ng hapon. Hopefully matagal-tagal pa sa oras niya, tagal ko naghintay. Ayos, natapos na rin nagising ako mga 6:30. Ginising nila ako na by the time na makarating sa room ko, mga 7 o'clock na ng gabi. Gutom ako niyan kasi nakalimutan nilang dalhin yung pagkain ko. Napakasakit na 4 na type ng painkillers na kakabit na tinitake ko. Yung isa nakadirect dyan sa sugat mismo, pinapump ko every time na maramdaman mo ng sakit, pinapump ko diretso sa sugat. Tapos meron akong paracetamol, tapos may dalawa pang na very malalakas na gamot. Ayan, yung dalawang gamot sa sobrang lakas nun, bawal ako mag-drive kasi inaantok, kadalasan inaantok ako. Yan, pa-relax lang. Natapos din sa wakas yung pinakahintay. Mga 21 staplers lahat na nakakabit ginalagyan nila. 18 dyan sa may pinakamalaki, tapos 3 dun sa likod, yung pinagpasukan ng camera. Yun doon sa keyhole, back shoulder na inilagay nila yung camera. Tapos aalis ako, bali 2 araw lang ako dyan, aalis din ako. Tapos hinihintay ko lang yung physiotherapist ko. Tuturuan ako paano mag-exercise. Yan, nakakuha pang mag selfie muna. Sakit, grabe yung time na yan. Sana hindi na maulit-ulit. Ngayon 6 weeks daw ako naka-sling. Hindi pwedeng tatanggalin na pag mag-exercise o maliligo. And kaya sa susunod na kunting ingat na lang talaga ako. So, sobrang pagmamadali, nadulas at napunit yung tendon. Ang sakit din ng araw na yun, naramdaman ko. 4 na oras ako sa hospital, sa x-ray. Hindi lumabas na may naputol na buto o broken bones, kaya pina-ultrascan. Tapos nakita na may tear nga yung punit yung tendon. Tapos na-confirm yun doon sa MRI scan na talagang grabe daw yung punit. Kaya ayun yung kikita nyo yung tube yan, dumediretso yung gamot, pinapump ko direct yung painkiller dyan. Yun sa MRI scan nakita yung actual na napunit talaga, saka yung mga fluid. Kaya yun, na tuloy-tuloy na yung after 3 months na waiting o 4 months pala na waiting, natuloy na rin ang surgery. Ito yung kwarto ko, solo yan, nasa ako sa Brisbane Private Hospital sa room B22. And kompleto naman, okay naman yung pag-look after sa akin dito. At hinihintay na lang yung yung physiotherapist sa yung doktor ng clearance para makalabas. Ayan na siya.
So I'm going to go through the advice here. So if you want to read through the notes, it'll say the information in here as well. So you've got the advice about the sling's got to be on for 6 weeks.
Yes.
So no lifting, pushing, pulling, carrying stuff in the arm. If you hold your mobile phone in a sling, that's okay, but anything heavier than that, it will pull through the shoulder and the neck as well. So you don't want to get a sore neck. You can take the sling off for showering. So when you shower, the arm can just... When you shower, your arm can just relax by your side. You're not allowed to reach out. You're not allowed to use the arm at all. So you'd have to shower with your the right arm and lean forward, shower underneath, do all the, like a monkey, shower under here. You're allowed to lean forward and hang and have the arm hang, but you're not allowed to lift it up. So if you want to wash under your arm and put deodorant on or put a shirt on,
just let it hang.
Lean forward and hang and then slide it on. So those are the main rules. You can take the sling off 3 times a day for the exercises, and if you don't take it off and do the exercises, the arm will get very stiff. So 3 times a day you have to do your exercises in the green sheet. So no driving with the sling on. In fact, you're not supposed to drive for 12 weeks because the tendon has to be protected in the sling for 6 weeks, and then another 6 weeks before it's strong enough in case there was a sudden force through it, like when you're driving. So that's why you're not supposed to drive.
That can happen because it happened to you one time or something.
Yeah, sudden emergency. So you don't want to do that because you want to make sure this heals up really nicely, and it should heal up really nicely. And the dressing looks good. Yeah, so that looks great. You'd leave the dressing on, shower on this side. Don't shower directly onto the dressing, and that should keep it fairly dry. You don't have to cover it or anything. Just try and shower on this side, if that makes sense. Don't soak it. It's not 100% waterproof. No getting hot and try and avoid getting hot and sweaty for the next 2 weeks because the dressing gets a bit moist and it can increase your chance of infection. After 2 weeks, when you see us and the doctor, one of our physios will take the dressing off. If there's any stitches or staples, we remove those for you, and then you can leave the dressing off after that, and you can do stationary exercise bike or walking. You will have your arm in a sling when you're walking, so you won't have 100% of your balance, so because you've only got one arm if something happens. So as long as it's a safe, flat area, walking's okay. Just make sure you've got a nice safe area to walk in, but otherwise station exercise bike is really good. So that talks about that there.
Mainly the one that you circle is the one I'm going to be doing.
There are some people that only have to use a sling. They don't have a repair, they just had a clean out. I've just crossed those bits off so that's not relevant for you. So it talks about doing your exercises. It talks about ice and heat. So ice, you can have ice for up to 5 days if you want. If you want to keep doing ice for longer, you can. We just don't put heat on it for, at least 3 days or a bit more because it can make it swell up a bit more. So don't use heat on the shoulder. If your neck gets sore and you want to put a heat pack on your neck, that's okay. We just don't put heat on the surgery site for the first 3 to 4 days. After that, sometimes putting heat on, the heat pack can actually help relax the arm and easier to do the exercises, but see how you go. Or you might just prefer to keep using ice. So normally it's ice.
I can do that, just keep using the ice.
You can, if you want. If you prefer to continue using ice, but often the heat's actually better, but see how you feel. So ice is normally 20 minutes every 2 to 3 hours. And here's an ice pack that you can use that you can put in the freezer, and it's got some Velcro so you can kind of strap it onto yourself. So they're really quite good. So I'll give you one of those. That's it on there for that information, so you can have a read through. Now on here you've got your exercises, so we're going to go through your exercises today. The main, the more important ones, I suppose, are those ones where you do move the arm special exercises. So what we need to do is make sure you do move your neck regularly, So you can do that throughout the day.
Yep.
Move your hand within the sling, just, you know. And if you want to do a bit of a gentle squeeze on the little ball, you can.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's just for a bit of grip. You don't have to go hard. In fact, if you squeeze something really hard,
I was wondering what it was going to be.
yeah, you could probably leave that for later on. But if you squeeze something really hard, you may tense up the shoulder and cause that to tighten up. And we don't really want to put any strain through the shoulder. So the shoulder's not allowed to tense up or move to, you know, elbow away from your body. You don't want to do that. So it also talks about your posture. So just making sure that you do remember to do some shoulder blade drawbacks every so often. We don't want you sitting with your shoulder forward in the sling all day. You know, that's going to make it sore. So, you know, just you're allowed to move your shoulder blades, and you can go up and down. You can't damage the tendon with that. Okay. So up and down and shoulder blades forwards and backwards. Okay. So it does remind you about that. So when the sling comes off, you're going to be doing, number 1, elbow bending and straightening. Number 2, lean and hang. Just lean and hang.
Yep.
No circles.
No
circles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
no circles.
No circles, because that pulls on the tendon has to tighten up to do circles.
Okay.
So lean and hang with it relaxed is all good. In fact, it's really nice to do that. And that's how you're going to put your deodorant on and wash under your arm and all that stuff and put a shirt on. The other one we're going to do is the bench stretch. You're allowed to go to 120 degrees. Now 120 degrees with this stretch.
When does start? Bench stretch?
Today.
Oh.
So when you put your hands on, now you got to rest the hand on the bench. Don't reach out. So step in close. When you put your hands on the bench, as you step back, as your arm comes away from your body, when you feel your toes get a lot of the weight, you just take your bottom behind you, and when your chin is in line with your arm, that's normally 120 degrees. That's as far as you're allowed to go. If you're not sure, just get someone to look on the side for you just to have a check. But really, you don't want to go too far. So it stretches the tendon, and then you hold for 10 seconds, and then you just walk it back in. Now, if you relax the arm completely, you can't damage that tendon with this exercise. So it's good to do that stretch. Otherwise, your arm gets stuck by your side. The other one is the turnout with a stick stretch. So we're going to use the stick in the doorway just to do that stretch. So straight ahead would be 12 o'clock. And for you, you're actually allowed to go out to 11:30 on the clock. That's where we want to get to, which is around about 20 degrees. So I'll put here 11:30 o'clock. And that one, you're going to use the stick to do it and just keep the arm relaxed, hold for 10 seconds and back in again. So those are the exercises, and we go through those again at 2 weeks. If you feel like you need someone to have a look at it, you can come back in next week to the clinic if you can get someone to drive you. So it's really up to you. All right, I'm going to turn this off now so we can practice.
Hold on, please.
Yeah, this exercise is an external rotation stretch. So we're only allowed to go out to 20 degrees past straight ahead. So that's about 11:30 on the clock. So what you do is, you're going to step close, but just have the tip of the elbow just step forward a little bit. The tip of the elbow just past the corner of the wall of the door frame. Don't lean on your shoulder because that just makes it sore, but just stand nice and close, and that way your elbow's just kept in relatively close to your side. Don't clamp it in too tight. Just bring the hand up in front, holding onto the stick. So just bend the elbow up in front of your tummy. Do it in front of your tummy. That's it. Bring it up there. Now, that's your starting position, right? Because that's where it sits in the sling. So to give it a little bit of a gentle stretch, just use this right hand just to gently push that elbow, keeping the elbow in there, just pushing the hand out to the side. Now, when you get to straight ahead, that would be 12 o'clock, and that's our 0 degree mark. So you can see at the moment, it's just slightly off straight ahead. Hold for 10 seconds, wherever you get to. That's good for today. And then bring it back in when you finish your 10 seconds. And then normally you repeat these between 5 to 10 times. So you might start with 5 times for the first few days and see if you can build up to 10 in a row. By the time you've done a few, it should feel a bit easier. You should go a little bit further. So just keep the elbow against the door frame so you're not clamping it in. I want you to relax the arm. If you're clamping your arm into your side and tensing it up, you'll pull on the tendon and make it sore. So what we need to do is use this hand just to push it out, and this one's just resting against the door frame. And holding for 10 seconds. Does it pull there?
Yeah, but it's sort of so this I don't know.
Well, just stop on the edge of that pain, hold for 10 seconds, and then you can back it off for a break. This bit here, this little pad can sometimes, after a few weeks, get a bit scrunched up.
Yes.
So you can get one of those seatbelt covers from Super Cheap Auto. You know those seatbelt covers you put on the seatbelts?
Yeah.
They actually make it more comfortable. So if you find it's a bit scrunched up and it's hurting your neck, you can just get one of those seatbelt covers from Super Cheap Auto just to cover it up.
And they'll fit a little bit in there.
Yeah, you can just take this one off. It just slides, so it's just Velcro, so you can just slide that off. Just gonna stick that. So how to put the sling back on again. So normally what you do is you'll set the sling up so it's on a table, and then you're gonna just set it up so your straps, you can get to your straps on the table. So what I'll get you to do is you're just gonna bend that elbow back up to 90 degrees, and you're gonna lean forward and hang the arm so your elbow's in that corner. That's the way. So once you're there, just find that bit of Velcro for this one's, hang on a minute, this one here. This one here just closes it over here. It's just to close it over, you don't have to make it tight. This one comes around your thumb. Again, don't make it tight, it's just to hold it closed. Now, this strap here goes over your shoulder. We may have to adjust it, I'll just see how we go. So once you've got it over your shoulder, you're going to lean down and plug those two plugs in. So one's at the back there, one at the front. Now, that should hold your arm, so when you stand up, that bolster, that cushion, so be sitting there, holds your arm away from your body a little bit. And when you completely relax your shoulder and your neck, it should be holding this up for you. So this should be nice and tall. Yeah, you don't want to be...
That feels comfortable.
Yeah, you just... Look, and you can adjust that. So up here, you've got a bit of Velcro. So if you grab that Velcro and you can loosen it off or tighten it up, when you sit down, you can loosen that off. Don't take the sling off, but loosen off the Velcro. So when you sit down, you may just pull the Velcro off and just loosen it right off.
That's the end bit there.
Yeah, that bit there. Feel that? So you can loosen it right off and then put a cushion underneath to support that when you're sitting down. Otherwise, it pulls on your neck all day and your neck can get sore. So now with this one here, normally if you leave your waist strap on the table, if you rotate around, keep turning until you can grab it with your other arm, and then you can plug that in the front.
I just make sure it doesn't...
Just to make sure your arm doesn't get suddenly pulled away from your body, that would be not good for the tendon. Yeah, I'll fix that up for you. So that's how you put your sling on, and it's just the reverse to get it off.
Best physiotherapist, Rebecca.
Hey! Going well after your surgery.
Thank you. Yan. Tatanggalin yung yung stapler.
Alright, let's get you, pop your elbow up. Sorry mate. I'll let you know probably when it's a good time to start recording.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It looks pretty good. Yeah.
The other thing you don't want
So you do this all the time, eh?
Yeah. So I see a lot of the
Mm.
like the 2 week, 10-day follow-ups,
Yeah.
and so it's just part of the. I mean, it's just to kind of expedite the process.
I see that he avoided my tattoo. See.
Hey, that's good.
Mm. Okay.
I'm just gonna do a bit of a clean up first. If that's okay.
Yeah, it's alright.
Your shoulder. Computer working. Alright.
How are you? John Vincent.
John Vincent? Perfect. What time's your appointment, John?
I thought it was 10.
Alrighty,
See,
Rudy.
you're in with Karen.
It's not gonna bleed.
No, it's all healed up.
Is it?
Legend, have a seat outside, it won't be a minute. Thanks.
Just gonna wipe away any of the dry blood around it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's all holding together.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt anyway.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels a bit numb around the area.
Yeah.
It's a bit
Different for every
over
person.
stretchy, that brown tubey
I guess,
too.
yeah. Shoulder off.
Bit more book. Maybe put a bit of hapler or tape down there, micropore. Yeah.
So these are the
Oh yeah.
scissors.
Looks terrifyingly
Staple
old.
remover.
Rachel, I don't know how you could be so amazing. I'm very annoying today.
The hurdle.
No, it's alright.
Dog man.
He's judged himself.
Did he this morning?
Yeah,
Yesterday.
Libby was going to see him this morning.
What's he look like?
Staples.
Did he go last night?
Might be able to see him.
Oh yes, it's a little one.
Just very
Yeah.
little, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, well, his German Shepherd was home with not much love, and he
Yes.
had a gutful,
Yes,
and
I
he
know.
grew staph.
I know.
George.
Yeah.
I've been pondering on this for a while. So he gets staph in his body.
So he just pops out, eh?
Yep.
The staph just
I'll show you the
finds
scissors
the
afterwards,
vessels.
so you have a better idea of it.
Finds the intimate
I reckon
artery.
what happened is that he's had another door scratch somewhere.
I agree.
You know what I'm thinking? It's gonna be easy if I do it this other way.
It's not
Rudy.
Yeah.
concern for the eye.
Just 1 second.
You get where I'm at?
Yes.
Can you flip over onto your back for me, please?
Yep. I think
You might want to stop there.
Plate screws it for years. Is it just they're equal, or is iron obscure because it's one source of movement?
It's almost through the middle.
It's right way through. So it's pretty concerning.
And
Like,
there's no way for it to get out.
correct.
I don't even feel anything. It's just a clicking noise.
That's
So
it.
I wonder if that's the first time it's been seen, and that could be very concerning for them.
Well, that was 2 years old.
So far, so good.
Like
Yeah.
he was saying he's got multiple like
He's super nice.
Job well done, eh?
Yeah, well, let's try to get them all out first, and then we'll evaluate the performance.
Compression bandage. I think I may have sent him some from memory. So he did badly.
Sometimes a bit fiddly.
And I reckon
Yeah.
that
Can be a little bit tricky to
never-
comfortably get them out, but these ones are popping out.
If she would have said he was half a chance, he would have just gone.
Easy peasy. I'll just take.
I guess she was close, but she's worried it's a weird buzz. And she brings that.
I think 21 of them all up, eh?
Was it sorry?
21.
Yeah. You count them all?
Yeah. There's 3 at the back.
Yeah.
Back in 18.
well, Belinda didn't know when I went around.
Interesting.
Because he also now doesn't have
Okay.
extensive lift.
That's right. But
You definitely got a few in there.
do you want me to do
I was expecting sutures. Just, you know,
Yeah, I was,
that's what I was expecting. It's more common,
Just get Rach to check it in the
but sometimes it's a bit easier. The staples.
which one do you prefer to take out that one?
quite well.
I don't mind. I mean, I just got to use some staple removers. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Sutures can be sometimes a little fiddly.
Yeah.
Can you come down? Jenny's outside of her.
Roger that.
Who are you going to show the video to?
My kids.
You think they'll be interested? Maybe for the first few minutes.
Yeah.
Almost too big,
Like, geez.
isn't it? But just in case it bruises, I just want something on there. And I don't want it restricting.
Hopefully this is the last time you have to have staples removed from
Yeah.
you. Just one and done.
Apologies, I don't know why I made the change. Apologies.
No, I'll just.
Certainly taught me a lesson not to hurry because I was rushing.
At work?
At end of my trip, see, after 14 hours.
Did you say you're pulling yourself up, or were you
Going up, yeah.
You're
Then
going
I,
up
yeah, then
with
I,
your left arm?
oh, right arm first.
But then you
Then grab hold of my left hand and I slip.
down
Yeah, I slip on that. There's a stairs
Yeah.
going up the track.
up the truck.
Yeah,
That's the thing, mate. It's like it's a very physically demanding job, just in that sense of like getting up and down.
yeah,
It's one of the most common reasons why truck drivers tend to hurt their shoulders.
yeah.
You know, it's pulling themselves up with one arm. You're doing that when you're tired, you're rushed.
He just says the system.
It was end of my trip too. End of my after 14 hours.
Exactly. Like, that's a big day.
3 o'clock in the morning.
What are you normally going up north, south? I mean, what direction?
I go all the way up to Mackay.
Yeah.
We go Gladstone, Rocky, Mackay, then south as far as Kempsey.
Yeah.
That happened with arthritis. Washed it out, done a flap, closed you up with stitches, and given you some block.
I'm just going to tie you up a bit further, mate. But that's all out. Yeah.
It's all out, is it?
All clean.
Oh, look at that.
So there's nothing
Looking good.
that's
It's gonna be a cool scar.
nothing unusual happened, but he'll come tell us about it. And then
Cool
he says
stuff.
you and I
All done.
Go, you're alright. I need to cut a
get
hole
some
in it.
See you guys, that's it.
and do some
You know.
exercises, range of motion, just means get
Tapos meron din sa likod na yun.
nothing too hard to do. Okay?
Hmm.
Feeling alright?
Let me just wash that one off one more time.
Where's he? Yeah, do you want a glass of water? No. Sure? Yeah. Peppermint?
Just feels itchy,
Hungry?
Yeah.
No.
It's pretty
but
common.
it doesn't hurt.
We did have a lady the other day say, could I have a block of cheese?
I can cover it up if you want, just like a layer of
Yep.
that protective tape.
Yeah. Just to get
but-
the dust and all.
Yeah, just keep it protected for for the next day, really. But like you can shower with the tape on.
Yep.
I did the.
It's good to know I can always take it off. I mean, when it's completely healed now, anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
The
completely
outside
healed.
it is. Yeah.
Yep. All healed up there. The healing process is still occurring, obviously, inside the
Inside,
shoulder,
yes, yeah.
but the skin's all healed up,
Yep.
which is
That's
really
the most-
neat.
yeah.
Alrighty.
That's good.